Good morning. Cold day, Michigan. A little easier to wake up, still hard to wake up. Maybe running from an airplane will help me.
Mulry said, "Where'd all the text go?"
More than a mile, right? Yeah, it was just giving me too much anxiety. And I've also been bad. I'll do like a weekly update or something where I'll like, blam, show the number.
Understandable.
Even the day I was like, well, I can't take a rest day. But I updated in the title or whatever. I'd like to figure out how to get like this, like a second camera. That might be just too much
Like
shit
when
to
some
set up in the
streamers
morning.
hide the viewer count.
Yeah. Especially when you're small. The difference is like 0 or 1. And then you see that 0. And you're like, oh boy. Just hide it so you don't even know.
Truer.
What? I'm going to keep talking if someone's just listening or if nobody, you know. That's how you got to do it. Yeah, I think for the first month and a half of
Who's
AiPD,
chasing you this time?
some guy in an airplane, I don't know. I'm just running with them. This is like a solidarity. I think they want Lulu's pedals. Oh no. What did they chase me for? Yeah, AiPD started I don't think we had a single person stay for longer than a minute until day 19. I forget. It's interesting to have like a full recount of my like COVID through like AiPD videos. But yeah, I think we did like a live stream with somebody else. And someone watched our video, someone commented on our video. And I sent them a link. I was like, hey, thanks for commenting. We're doing this all the time. If you want to watch live, go here. And they're like, oh, I don't have a Twitch account. But yeah, maybe. And that person was Anime. And so from like day 15, he saw the stream like after the fact on YouTube. And then I think it was like day 30, he just started watching all the time. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then also around that time, Anime, Biz, Misha, those were like the 3 OGs. There was one guy, I can't remember his name, but he doesn't watch anymore since we stopped playing AI Dungeon. But he was someone who would always be in the chat. Duke's another early supporter. Yeah, it feels good. Dang, that was 5 years ago, and we still have people watching.
Bulk Bogan official said,
now it's just
can't believe Jason forgot about me.
Bulk, yeah, you were an early one as well. Mr. Seeker, Mr. Seeker and Hank, like before, I think Cobalt even existed. Hank's always been a big supporter. Mr. Seeker as well. Yeah. Bulk and Hubble and I forget when you started viewing. I think it was around the time of Novel AI, maybe, right? Were you around for the AI Dungeon days? I can't remember. Everything was blurring together. COVID was such a weird time.
Ooh.
Were you around, Bulk? Nah, you've been around for a while.
I got during A Dungeon days.
Oh, okay. Oh, you were during the AI Dungeon days. Hot damn. Yeah, I think that was only year 1, year 2 maximum, and then they went through all the bullshit. And then we took a break. I switched to running like a model locally. And then very shortly after Novel AI came out. What a good time for them to release. I wonder if they're like, it's not ready yet. But then they like saw like the opportunity and just went for it.
Mulry said, I remember those AI Dungeon times.
The Novel AI people were very supportive too. I couldn't believe that Karuma like watched my stuff. And Aini Waffles, I just thought she was like the only other person streaming regularly like AI Dungeon stories, and I had her on. And then she got a job at this new company. So like I'm very supportive to her for like singing our praises. And like every free key that we got that we gave away was donated from them. AI Dungeon people knew who we were too, but they didn't want to admit it because they didn't want to be associated with it. But Novel AI people were like, we'll have you on the live stream. I was like, hell yeah. I get that too. I get it. You're a business. You don't want me to say something unsavory and just have this asshole ruin.
Bulk Bogan official said, I think I got in around the time your A Dungeon compilation came out.
Oh, nice. I need to make more of those. Just sort through all the funny stuff. I have this plethora of weird movie pitches and weird AI stories. Time to start combing through and pull out favorite moments. You know what? Still, it's been so long since I've done an AI video. Even just an AI storytelling video. You know, like there's like Goopsie and stuff. Goopsie doesn't get that many views. The old AI storytelling videos are still the things. I haven't made a new one in how long, and those still get more views than anything I've ever done ever. Like all the watch hours on AiPD are all from those old VODs on YouTube. Like random people will find them and watch the hell out of them. Like, and I have like other channels to compare it to. Like I have a channel where I did dubs. I have my sketch video channel with the boys. And that, as soon as I stop releasing content for those, the views and hours go to 0. But for those old AI videos, people still watch them. Like, I think for this past month, there's 100 watch hours for something I'm not doing anymore. No one's watching this stream. But I'm doing it for me. So yeah, maybe I'll go through, make some random compilations again. I'll make the themed, what's the next holiday coming up? I'll make like a themed compilation, favorite Halloween stories. Favorite 4th of July. I think I only did once or twice, but yeah. Those 4th of July marathon streams. That was fun to do. And I got a lot of new viewers just streaming. I only usually streamed like an hour a day. And so whenever I streamed like multiple hours back to back, I felt like I got a little boost in viewership. I had to, worst case scenario happened, and I had to redo my, like, Windows drive and my Windows install. And I lost a lot of, like, the old installers and stuff for running, like, that original AI Dungeon stuff. I bet I could probably still find it and hobble it together. It's probably going to be hard to find like the exact specific versions for everything, but we'll see. I've thought about doing like an old true to form 3 stores in the hour. I thought about doing that during this, but I think that's just too much shit. It's too much like when I'm talking to someone at a party, if it's just us, I'm in the zone. I can totally listen. As soon as somebody else starts talking at the same time I'm talking, like at a big table or something, my brain just shuts down. I'm like, I can't process these two things. That's kind of like how it is with AI storytelling. Like, as soon as I'm like trying to think about storytelling stuff and like talking, and then also talking to chat, there's just like too many things going on in my brain. That's why it was nice to have like Tony and Corey and stuff. Like, I also think it was just different times. But clearly not. I mean, if people are still watching it, a couple-year-old videos. I keep saying no one wants to watch that old stuff. But clearly, I'm wrong. Because it's still outperforming everything else I do. So maybe, just maybe. Maybe that'll be a fun game. Guess the model. I have quite a few models I can run locally. I wish... I understand they're trying to like change stuff up and fix it, but I feel like I was one of the only main people who used it.
I'm so stupid I thought it was Sean Connery James Bond running.
Oh, it's plausible. No, North by Northwest. Old Alfred Hitchcock. You know what? I have it on in the background here. I don't think I've ever seen North by Northwest. Maybe this might be a... Working out this mom tool to 620 from 860 pounds. What? What's up, Jeff and around? Working out this mom tool? What's a mom tool? I was 287. Now I'm in the 270s. I've made some progress, but I realized... Oh, morning too. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Down to 620 from 800. No way. That is crazy. Well, good for you if that's the case. It's all about sticking to it. Even when your weight fluctuates, like, working out is just always good. If your weight fluctuates, just say you're in your bulking period. But down that much is impressive. My goal weight, I've got 75 pounds to go. And even then, I think I'm going to be fat as shit still.
I'm always in my bulking period.
Yeah. Living that bulk life. I think my goal weight is so unimaginable for me that even then people are going to be like, you're still fat. But that means I'll just have to set a new goal. That's great, Jeffing around. Hell yeah. Congratulations. Got to keep going. You know, you see a lot of people on these workout streams that are already like fit. And then you got people like me. And the reason people like me, the progress people, is because statistically speaking, I feel like most people give up. And I also happen to start around the most stereotypical change my life around time. Oh, wow. Good, good. Hey. Yeah, doing anything is good. I've had a few, like, trainers drop in here and be like, you should be doing this and that. And good suggestions, yes, for sure. But I'm going from a completely sedentary life as well to anything. Just let me get a routine around something. I will bore myself out of doing just one thing. I live in Michigan, so air bike is like essential cardio. No, we're going to be way around that. Not going to be running outside, except maybe rare days in the summer where it's not raining. But even then, I don't have the setup. I ain't going to do it. But this is just in the other room, so you got to find the things that make it work for you. Well, that's good for you, Jeffing around. What was the catalyst to make you change? I'm always curious about that. What was the thing where you're like, okay, I got to start doing something today, right now? For me, I don't know. It was something small because like you kind of blot out most of the like you know, I've been fat for a long time, and you know you just blot out the you know all your friends and family telling you, hey, you should go work out, and you know what they're doing. They're like just trying to sneak it in nice. They think they're being so like stealthy about it. But you're like, you're not telling anyone else to work out. Why are you telling me, hey, you should do this? That would be a good idea, Jason. Yeah, yeah. Other people chime in. It's like, thanks for singling me out. Yeah, I know. But then when like a total stranger, it's like, damn. You hear enough of those. And, you know, I looked at before and after pictures, and, like, it was after somebody, you know, but you just get called fat by enough random people, and you're like, okay. It was kind of a mixture of that and seeing, like, Sam Solik and lean beef patty. I'm like, oh, let me split the difference at least. Try something. And my wife's always working out. Oh, wow. Well, good. Hey. It's got to be really hard, but you chose the right thing. Yeah, I've been there. Like, I'm married, which is not a good excuse. But I, like, was like, who am I trying to impress? But even then, I was just like, still not looking for my wife. So that was like, I don't care. And I was like, you know, maybe I just need to embrace who I am. I'm a software engineer. I live a sedentary life. Let me just accept who I am and see where my body like evens out. It turns out when you don't do anything, your weight just starts to creep up and up and up. And I just like didn't care. Pictures was a good motivator because seeing it before and after, it's like, ah, shit. Oh, I'm like the biggest I've ever been. And doctors too. When you're big and you go into the doctor's office, everything is because you're fat. They're not even like, aren't you going to run tests? Like, no, it's because you're fat. It's like, oh, okay. Are you sure? Yep. I got Lyme disease because I'm fat? Yep, because you're fat. Or just a silly. Nice way to start the day out. And mornings, I think, are key. For me, anyway. You gotta find out what works for you. But for me, mornings are the only time I can keep it regular. No one's asking me to out till like a morning breakfast or a morning meeting. Or, hey, you wanna hang out in the morning? You wanna drink beers in the morning? I don't have those kind of friends, but... Damn, dude. But yeah, I can't do it middle of the day. Can't do after work. After work, I feel like is the most set up for failure. Because I'm a social guy. And a lot of the time people are like, oh, you want to do like impromptu happy hour? Go out, have fun. You want to go out to a show or something? And you're like, you can always say no so many times before you're like, yeah, fuck it. And as soon as you break the routine, then it's like, okay, now I'm only going to win 2 times this week. Never break in the morning. There is nothing that's like, oh shit, first thing in the morning, I should actually do this. I used to like sleep in like 10 or 12 hours a day. Waking up earlier, it's like, holy shit, there's so much more time in the day. I feel like I'm living like double weeks from just all the extra time I have. Yeah, there you go. Sometimes you need to. It's hard. Especially when those are like your only people you know in your life at that time. Like, I do comedies, and there's a lot of bad influences at the comedy club. It's like you're very fun to hang out with, but you are constantly closing out the bar on a weekday. I cannot hang out with you anymore. I'm not at that point of my life. Or people doing drugs or whatever. It's like, damn, you are really funny, but... And that's all they want to do, exactly, yeah. It's like, can't we just not drink? It's a Monday. I just don't feel like it. I don't want to be hungover on a Tuesday. Yeah, too much. It doesn't mean you gotta give an ultimatum. You know, people just naturally grow apart in life. You know, maybe someday they'll change. Probably not, but, you know. Yeah, beer is a ton of calories. Just that alone. I've been there. Not closing out the night, but I would have like a beer every time I was at the comedy club. I was at the comedy club like 5, 6 nights a week sometimes when I was in my like most dedicated. I'd be like, oh my God, just from like beer alone, I'm like eating a whole meal on top of everything else. And then when you drink, it's like worse than when you're on weed. It's like, I want to eat the most greasy deep fried food imaginable. And now my body double feels like shit. I'm hungover. And my body's full of crap. And it's always the worst time, too. It's like, all right, it's 1 a.m. What's open? It's like, oh, man, there's so much more options open during the day. No wonder I wasn't eating healthy. Damn. And it's so hard to lose, too. which kind of adds to this dismay. Like, you spend all this time trying to lose like 10 pounds, and then you slip up and gain like 3 pounds in one day, and you're like, fuck it. And you give up everything. But that's not the right attitude to have. I used to have my weight on the screen, and I just had to take it off. It was giving me too much anxiety. I'll do big goals. Maybe I'll weigh in like once a month or whatever. I weigh in every day, so I know. But, you know, I trend downward. That's the most important thing. In the long term, I'm trending downward. It's almost like a superpower. I know I have some like lanky friends, and they like, oh Jay, I can't build any body mass, and I go, you motherfucker. But yeah. What's up, W? When are you gonna use a James Bond chase scene? Good point. That is a good series. Is there a James Bond scene where he's like running straight at the camera? There's gotta be. Favorite James Bond is Pierce. Sean Connery is pretty good, but it's almost like a different vibe entirely. It's almost just like Sean Connery really carrying it. Love GoldenEye. I don't know if it's just from the video game or such a crazy movie. There's just so much going on. I am invincible. So many quotable lines just from GoldenEye. Betrayal. Man, I tried playing GoldenEye with some friends after a long time. We used to play like all the time. And then like compare it, we're so used to like modern shooters nowadays. We're like having to move the aim thing separately from running. And we're like, oh God, this does not hold up. We are like too used to the other way. That was so fun. Each of my friends had like a different specialty. Like, I love the different modes, too. Like, I had one friend who just, like, he wasn't that good at anything else, but that good dude, when it was, like, mines only, he was a master at that. He would always win by 100 kills or something. Like, it was insane. And then we had a friend who was good at slappers only. He just knew the dance for... No one could hold a different guy. Maybe he's just like, I can't win on anything else. Let me be the slappers guy. I think I was pretty good with like rocket launchers only. But even then, someone was better than me. I was trying to be the rocket launchers guy, but I think the mine throwing guy had a better idea of explosives. And they're like their damage radius or whatever. I don't know. Anyway. And then they try to bring it back. They had those like series of like, they were trying to be viral, but it was such a failure when they tried to bring like GoldenEye back for the Xbox, but it was a completely different game. Sarge's Heroes, yeah, the Army Men series. Man, that was fun. And it was hard. Yeah, that was back in the day when it's just like 1 or 2 games a year, maybe. So I had to like really pick a game, and Sarge's Hero was one of those games for me. Good nostalgia. And you have that one hardest mission where there's only like, you're like limited time and there's a ton of guys. Fave N64 game. Ooh, Jet Force Gemini is definitely up there. Banjo-Kazooie, definitely up there. That's some basic bitch N64.
Oh, hey Jeffing around
boy.
TTV.
Hey,
thanks for
the
hitting that
Jeffing
follow
around.
button.
Oh, W, that's a good scene. Live and Let Die had Baron 70 coming straight at you laughing in front of the train. That's a good one. I might like find a gift for that. I'll do that for you, W. I'd have to say Ocarina of Time. My favorite N64 game. That is the only game I've like 100%ed like 5, 6 times. I don't know. There's something about like the music, the ramp up to. There's so many secrets and unlockables. Of all N64 games, I've never beat Majora's Mask. The timer gives me too much anxiety. I think I played Majora's Mask the first time, and like I couldn't get past the Dooku Temple, and I was like end of day 3, and I was like so close to beating the first temple, and the day ended. It was game over. I'm like, when's my last save? And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm not redoing this all. I did replay it after that and I got all the face masks. But that's as far as I got. But I would like to one day beat Majora's Mask. Maybe not 100%, but I feel like I get my fix from watching ZFG do his randomizers. But yeah, I love the Ocarina of Time. Like, I liked Link to the Past before, too. I just love that, like, it's interesting to see, like, them take it to the next level with, like, before and after in the same location. Like, the passage of time in, like, the same world. I feel like instantly doubles your world for not that much. And just, like, seeing the differences in storylines between, you know, how much a difference, like, they don't say necessarily, but like 10 years maybe? Did they ever tell you how much time actually passes in Ocarina of Time? I don't remember, but difference between adult and child. Seven years? Oh, okay, interesting. Like, I like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It just feels like, you know, it doesn't have the same effect because the whole castle just flips upside down, and then you re-go through the castle, and it's upside down. I feel like the better idea is, yeah, travel through time. I feel like the game would have been a lot more interesting if it like, oh, here's a castle, but now everything's you have an excuse to change the whole layout of the castle, but have everything roughly where it is. I still like it. It's still a great game. And flipping the castle definitely was like, holy shit, the whole castle I gotta re-explore upside down now. How about you, Jeffing around? Favorite N64 game? Twilight Princess? Yeah, that was another good one. Twilight Princess was so good and looked so amazing, and then Skyward Sword came out like so much longer after, but looked like worse. I was like, what the fuck? Why does this look so shitty? I think that was like one of the last Wii games, because it came out for like that and Wii U, and I got the Wii version. I'm like, why does this look like such dog shit? And I was like, let me put on Twilight Princess. Maybe I was like imagining things. No, Twilight Princess looks still amazing to this day. I did like Skyward Sword, but that really bothered me that it just looks like such utter crap. Good morning, chubby player. How are you doing? Hey, thanks for the follow. I know I ended the stream right after you followed last time. But thank you for coming back. Getting your morning started. Workout's going well, yeah. It's always hard to start. I always feel like shit and really like super tired. It's like I'm Eastern Standard Time in Michigan here. So it's like 7 in the morning when I get started. Demise, I've never heard of that jumping around. Sounds kind of similar to like Rampage. I was always a fan of that, but that was very like Rampage would get old within like an hour of playing. It's such a fun. It was like so successful in an arcade because it looks so much funner than it actually is, and then you're like, oh, it's just destroying all the buildings until all the buildings are gone. I don't know, still fun. Can't knock how fun that is, but oh, Silent Hill's pretty good. Oh, I was going to do Voodoo Lily update. It is like full blooming right now. It smells like rotting meat in my workout room, but for those who don't know, this like was just sitting in my basement. We thought we had killed it. And it was just like a little almond under the soil. And we're like, let's not throw it away. Let's just see if it comes back. And holy shit. It's a voodoo lily. And it's supposed to come out during the spring. It's still like middle of winter right now. So I don't know why it is blooming, but stinking meat time. Yeah, I'm like, is that me? No, it's of course the plant. And you know what? I'm dealing with the stinking meat smell only because it only blooms like once every couple of years. So it's like, here we go, putting up with this rotting meat smell. It's special, exactly. And there's like nowhere else in my house that gets this much like natural light. Happy birthday, smelly meat plant. Yeah. Little stinkers. Oh, that's pretty good, W. I have some gifs of the Kool-Aid Man crashing through the wall too, but a tank crashing through the wall also makes sense. Sorry for the split chat. I'm multi-streaming to YouTube and Twitch, and I realized none of the chat is on the screen, so. I'm not going crazy though, and hallucinating chats. I guess the people have been supportive enough. I could just include it somewhere on the screen. My fear was like people dropping in, and I think all the bullies and trolls don't wake up this early. So I think it's pretty safe. And I think, what's the worst you could possibly say? I say that, and that's almost like a challenge for people. But I was worried, like, fat guy working out, like. But at the same time, any bullying comments about my weight, it's like, I'm doing the thing you want me to do. I'm trying to lose the weight. In a way, I agree with whatever your imaginary hatred says. Thank you, Chubby. Oh, see, my wife loves drinking LaCroix and bubbly. I don't know what it is. I'll have one every once in a while because I'm like, oh, that is kind of an interesting flavor. Like, I like the key lime LaCroix or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what black magic's going on here. But for me, I just like straight tap water. There's something so enjoyable about just drinking water. I used to have a roommate that, like, she could only drink, like, this flavored water at a grocery store. And it was, like, not LaCroix, so it, like, had sugar and shit in it. It was just, like, the most unhealthy water. But it just made it taste like soda pop. And, like, she would not drink from the tap. She's like, I'm all out. I'm kind of thirsty. I gotta go make a bio run. And we're like, just drink water. She's like, I hate the taste of water. I'm like, okie dokie. But I like a cold glass of water. Something so satisfying about that. I think I like have it associated with like I did a lot of sports when I was young because my mom was like, because I lost the weight when I was young. My mom had the great sense to put me in like all the sports. She's like, I don't care if you like it, just year-round sports. And the weight like shed it off. But in every sport, they're like, the coach is like, hey, don't be a camel. So like water was like scarce. Like I'm like, I'm really thirsty. And that made me want water even more. Being deprived of water during practice, I don't know, triggered in my brain. You want to know what Lom milk tastes like? Or like butterbeer from Harry Potter. Everyone's just like, people go crazy. Those Harry Potter fans go crazy for that butterbeer. Yeah, I wonder if Japan ever did like a crazy. Japan always does like weird exclusives and like stuff with video games. And it'll just be like at a grocery store. They have just like such more acceptance of video games into their like mainline culture. I wonder if they did like a Lon milk. And then they just slap a Lon picture on a regular gallon of milk. In the Lon bottles. Oh, there you go. I'm sure there's pictures out there or something. I'm sure it sounds like something they did one time at least. I didn't have a whole lot of time last weekend. But this weekend I want to rearrange the room. I already did like a big rearrange. But I want to utilize the space more. Because this half of the room is just wires and shit. And that dresser. I could easily go against another wall. And get like a yoga mat down or a weight bench or something. I want to start doing push-ups and sit-ups and planking. The things I hate the most in life. But they're so good for you. And it's like, I love it because you just don't need anything else. It's like, I need to overcome my fear, especially at push-ups. Push-ups has always been a source of anxiety to me in my life. Because push-ups is like a body weight exercise. It's like the ultimate body weight shame exercise. I've always had to do push-ups from my knees. My arms have never been strong enough to contain all the fat in one up and down motion. But that's another goal. In addition to like my weight goal, I would love to do like good push-ups. Like actual good form push-ups with ease. I feel like that's almost like a parlor trick nowadays, being able to do a good push-up. It's like every time I attempt push-ups, it's like that scene in Stripes where Bill Murray's like really out of shape. And like, I bet you can't do 10 push-ups. Oh yeah? And then I go, okay, you're right. And then sit-ups anyone can do. That's another one. I do like the cheek crunch. I'm talking like full sit-up. Let's get back there. Just such a simple thing, but it's something I haven't been able to do for a long time. So, good goal. Planking, I'm surprisingly good at. Like, I probably suck at it now, but I've impressed trainers. Like, I could go longer than trainers could for planking. I don't know what about it. I sit completely straight. I just freeze up. The problem, I get too sweaty when I plank like that. I had to like double up on the friction because my arms would start to slide and that would make it harder. But if I like put down towels and stuff and stop me from sloshing around, I could plank for like 2.5 minutes. And people are like, damn. I love surprising trainers and something. They're just like, you could do this longer than I can. And maybe that's just them saying that. But then you come in early and you see them finishing up their workout. And you're like, you're right. Either he knows I'm like watching him from afar. But I see him like do stuff in the... Yeah, anyway. I love having trainers, but damn, that shit's just so expensive. It's just not very sustainable. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I want to like learn more about, like, you know how at the gym those like machines have like highlighted in red what body group everything is doing working out. What is that for like planking and push-ups and like? I feel like I need a graph. I need like a Wii Fit graph that just shows me what I'm working out. I think that'd be a good thing. Maybe I'll try to find that. So if I like switch to something, it's just helpful to know if I want to work out a specific thing. Like, what am I actually working out when I do this? Maybe that'll help me to do it more. Because right now it's just like, oh, that's just really hard. I don't even know what I'm working out when I'm planking. Core and glutes or something? I don't know. What is it? Yeah, what? Your arms aren't really moving. Your legs aren't really moving. I guess your core is like tensed up. Push-ups makes sense. It's kind of like arms and chest. Crunches, clearly core, maybe back a little bit. I don't know. I need to have like a, I'm sure the graphs and stuff, these exist somewhere. Helps to know. Oh yeah, that's one thing bigger people have an advantage of. Our legs are strong as hell. It is like we are carrying that weight around all day, every day. And that just gives you crazy strength, lower body. I honestly believe that if like a city bus parked on like a child or something, they're like, and it was like up against a building, oh my god, someone get this bus off the child. I could like wedge myself between the building and the bus and just like leg press it off. Probably not. But in my mind, I feel like. Yeah, whenever I sign up for like a new trainer or whatever, they always do like the measurements to see like before and after. They never do the after, but every time people measure my like calf and legs, they're like, "Oh, damn." And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You are kind of like ripped in you." I'm like, "Yep." Because every time I squat, it's like doing a squat plus and a crazy amount of weight behind it too. I don't know. Feels good. One weird side effect of being big. It's just like, I could crush my enemies with my calves. All right, there we go. An hour has come and gone. It's been great talking to everybody. Thanks for watching. Jeff, hope to hear more progress updates on you. Good job, man. That's fucking a thing that not many people can say they've done. Yeah, see you tomorrow morning. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Chubby. Thank you, Bulk. Thank you, Biz. Everybody's been watching. Thank you, W. Have a good rest of your days and see you tomorrow. Bye.